Check me out.
Now, this is the wild part. So I'm just looking into it, going about my day, seeing this here and there. And I was like, I'm going to look into it because, like I said, I thought it was BS. Somebody made a fake page. But apparently, this is Vlad's page. I went up to the Twitter, everything, seen all that. This is actually Vlad's page. Now, fast forward to this evening, I'm watching YouTube, just scrolling through about it. I see DJ Academics is live. So I'm like, let me go to it. Let me see what he's talking about. So I'm going to bring y'all to it. Once again, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to it.
I got Vlad on the phone. Here we
go. All right.
Vlad.
Yeah, what's good?
I'm on stream, brother. You're the topic of conversation.
Yeah, you think?
Vlad, what's going on?
Man, look, if you look at like my previous tweets, I was talking about how ridiculous the whole news cycle was because they were bringing back this old video from May of Kelsey's bodyguard saying that she really was the shooter, and people like, oh, look, the evidence is in. And I'm like, this is a tweet from May. And he wasn't even the bodyguard that night. He was the bodyguard who claims he overheard something during the court proceedings, whatever. And people were like, oh, that's because Jay-Z, he bought off all the jurors. I said, okay, that's an interesting idea for a tweet. So I created this whole ridiculous tweet with every conspiracy theory laid out one after the other, to the point of even saying that Jay-Z did a verse for the judge's grandson.
Yeah, that was reaching, of course.
You think that was reaching?
Well, hey, listen, I knew this was a satirical tweet from the get-go. I was just speaking about the tweet on stream here. And by the way, Vlad, I'm telling you, you fucked the hip-hop game up with this. Usually I get about 15,000 people watching me. I have 31,000 right now listening to me. Just let you know, okay? And it's all because of you. So we got to get down to some hard facts. Now,
okay,
I'll tell you two issues. And by the way, I've also said, me and you, we trade podcast appearances. I get on Vlad TV, you come on my show. Our next podcast has to be solely about this because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. Now, I had two issues, and you could, we'll get into real depth, like I guess when we sit with each other. But my two issues was this: I think you sent and fired off this tweet because you slightly have an axe to grind still about Tory. Not that you have a problem with him, but people were skeptical of you of when you predicted an outcome, this and third. And I thought you putting up this tweet made an incident so big. Now it's like really kicking his back in for someone who is going through, like, he's incarcerated. It's not like you actually think he did it and he's free. He's incarcerated. He's trying to fight for his freedom or at least some type of relief. And I feel like this is kicking a man when he's down. Okay. Second,
hold on. Can I address the first one, or do you want to tell me?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Tory has been convicted by a jury of 12 people and has been sentenced. He filed an appeal and it was rejected. Now, you could say I'm kicking him while he's down or whatever. He has gone through the legal process and it didn't work out, which is what I've been saying the whole time. I don't have an axe to pick with Tory. I don't know him. We've never spoken. I ran into his dad and we had a respectful conversation. Me and his dad have each other's phone numbers. I said he can come to my show at any point. Tory can come do Vlad TV if he wants to call in or whatever else. I publicly said I feel really bad over what happened with him over the stabbing incident. But it's just like this constant cycle of like, oh, it was really someone else. He never did it. He's the, Rock Nation manipulated everyone. It's just like a ridiculous theory. In the same way that I've been talking about the Nicki Minaj's of the world and so forth, this is just the same thing. I don't have an axe to pick with Tory. I hope Tory does come home sooner than expected. I've always said this.
Well, the reason why I say you possibly have an axe to grind, and it appears so, and it feels like kicking him while he's down, because like there has always been a controversial case where not all of the constituents or the citizens in the United States or viewing public agree. Like, for example, with OJ Simpson, would you go as far to say anybody who believes that OJ did it, they're an idiot or they're just like lunatics? Because that's what this kind of comes across. I feel like there's a particular thing about the Tory thing. Not that I really don't think you have anything against him, but I know you, Vlad. When Vlad gives his opinion and he's right, Vlad loves to be like, I told you so. I think this is a told you so moment. Yet again, just it's blown up beyond that because now people are making a lot of other assumptions.
I mean, I guess you want to, you can frame it how you want to frame it. At the end of the day, this got triggered off of Kelsey's bodyguard saying that she was the shooter because he overheard her say it during a conversation. You could check. This whole thing entered the cycle once again. And it was all over like the blogs and everything else like that. And it's like, yo, I don't want Tory to stay in prison. I think he's done his time. He went through a horrific stabbing incident. I hope he comes home early. I have nothing against Tory. He can come do the show. Me and him have had one DM exchange, and that was it. That was it. That's our only interactions. But at the end of the day, this was triggered off of the lunacy coming back into the cycle again. At the end of the day, you know that he filed an appeal and it was struck down, right? But then again, only 2% of appeals ever go through.
Yeah. And again, these.
And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, for somebody like Vlad, I'm going to say this. I'm going to just keep it funky. I'm going to keep it 100. Somebody like Vlad, and the reason why I will say he's a vulture to the culture is because he don't look at black people and things that we question the way we do, because even though he's been around hip hop, he doesn't have to 24/7, 365 walk in our shoes as black folks. So a lot of things, he's not going to see it the same way. You get what I'm saying? He's not going to trust and believe that, it's certain conspiracies that does happen towards black folks. He's not going to see that. He's not black. It has to be cut and dry for him to believe it. He don't see the nuances. Our everyday lives and what we have to go through, we have to be cautious. We have to be careful. Just like Paul Mooney said on the Dave Chappelle show, guys. So everybody want to be an M until it's time to be an M. Meaning, it's cool to indulge in the hip hop culture that black people made. It's cool to talk the slang that black people made. It's cool to move how we move, have fun like we do. You know what I'm saying? The sauce that we add to everything, the flavor that we add to everything. But then when it's time for somebody to get blamed, get dealt with, and it's us, people like Vlad run the other way. They run the other way.
Check me out.